Alright, so in this episode we're going to be learning how to make this scene in Unity. We can turn off and on this radio that plays some static. We can turn on and off this fan here. We can switch on and off the lights. And we can also make this sign glow. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up a new project. So you can go ahead and name your project to something like interactions. Select the location and just hit create project. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added a couple of things to our scene here. I've got myself a player controller and I've set up a light on the top of our room and just a little shelf here that I can put some interactable things on. So the only script currently in this scene is just my player controller script. I can do a more in-depth video on that a bit later. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take whatever item you want to turn on or off. For me, that is my light on the ceiling. And what I want to do is I want to create a light switch that can turn it on and off. To do that, I'll just make a 3D cube and I'll position it somewhere in my scene to make it look like a light switch. Okay, so here's my light switch here. I'm going to add a new component to it and I'm going to call it light switch. Now I'm going to open this light switch script in Visual Studio. And the only code we're going to need is a method called use here, like this. And we're going to need a reference to the light object that we want to turn on and off. So basically what this code here does is it takes our light bulb and it toggles it depending on what state it's currently in. So if your light bulb is off, then when you press the switch it gets turned on. And if your light bulb is on, when you press the switch it gets turned off. I'm also going to make it inherit from the iUsable interface, which doesn't currently exist yet, but we'll make it in just a moment. Back in Unity, let's create a new C# script and let's call it iUsable. Open that script up. Then we'll just remove all this stuff here, change it from a class to an interface, and then the code inside will just make a simple void called use, and that's all. Okay, so let's take our switch here and we'll connect up our light on the ceiling to the script. Alright, so now our light is set up, but now we just need our player to be able to click on it. So on our player, let's add a new component and let's call it interactor. Open up the script. We're gonna first make sure that we're using the Unity Engine.input system. We need a couple of variables here. A game object for our cam holder, a reach distance, and a layer mask to determine what we can use. We'll make a method here called onInteract. Make sure it has an argument here called inputAction.callbackContext. and we're going to need to make this method here called interact. So let's make it here, public void interact, and in here we need to make a ray. So we're going to shoot out a raycast, and we're going to get some information about what it hit. We're going to send it out in the direction of our cam holder, and this code here just gets us the forward direction of the camera, and then we'll just say our ray is coming from our camera holder. We'll make a variable to store our hit, and then we'll check if we make a raycast and it hits something. We will get the hits collider, and we will use the iUsable interface on it. So when we hit something, we access the iUsable script, we press the use, and that runs all this stuff here. Alright, so that's it for the interactor script. We can remove this update method, we don't need it. Back in Unity, just attach this interactor script to our player, and find the game object that holds your camera, or whichever one you rotate, and we'll put that in the cam holder. Reach distance you can set to something like 8, I found worked well. And the layer mask will make a new layer called usable. If you don't know how to do that, go to layer, add layer, and then just put in usable. Then we need to find our light switch, and we'll put it on the usable layer. One last thing we need to do is, if we're using the new input system, find your player input component, switch it to invoke Unity events, and if you have a use keybind, in my case it's my left mouse button here, we're just going to make sure that whenever we press the left mouse button, we call our interactor script, and we get the onInteract method. So now if we run our scene, you can see that if we go over to our light switch and we click on it, our light turns off, and if we click on it again, our light turns back on. Alright, so that's pretty cool, but now if we want to add something else like a boombox here, well, we can make a model for it. I've gone ahead and done this in Blender, and I'll just place it on my table here. Now I can make an empty parent game object for this boombox, and then I'm gonna want to switch this to the usable layer, add a box collider to it. We can shrink this down by a lot. And we can add a new component to this, and let's just call it boombox. Open up this script in Visual Studio. We can just copy most of our light switch code here. Make sure we are inheriting from the or iUsable interface. Then we just switch this light to an audio source, and I can just call it audio source. Then we can just say audio source dot enabled is equal to audio source dot enabled, and then we just do the little toggle code. So this should just work now. Of course, we need something to play, so I've gone ahead and gotten this radio static audio from the YouTube audio library. I'm just going to drag that under our Boombox game object. I'll just rename that. And then we can just make this a 3D sound, and we'll just drag that into our Boombox script. So now if we run our game, you can hear the radio is playing. You can click on it, and that will turn off the radio, and you can turn it back on again. And all of these work individually, so I can turn off the light and listen to the radio, turn the radio off, lights on, and yeah. So you can go ahead and make more scripts really similar to that. In this demo that I showed at the start here, for this fan, all I have is a animator that I just toggle on and off here. So whenever I use this, it just switches between off and on animations. And this sign also uses an animation that just fades between the materials for on and off. So there's on and there's off.